Hello and welcome to another cryptocurrencies update. Let's check in, as always, as I begin with the chart of GBTC, which is a Bitcoin investment trust. I use this because it's got a lot of history. It's one of the few things you can actually chart right now on the software that I use, because to get a history of things and set precedents and so on. But also because of their cost averaging, as they're basically acquiring Bitcoin over time, that kind of smooths out, in theory, that should smooth out the volatility of the actual exchange, the currency itself. Because it's still very early days, still very much the Wild West. It's about to be regulated, but your cryptocurrency exchange is still fairly illiquid, and that's what's adding to the volatility. So this sort of straightens things out, and we can see the uptrend is in place. This is the 40-week moving average, and each week is a up and down piece of action here. And we can see this line of support here, that around $10, it challenged and then bounced off of and followed through very nicely here. It's up 50% since I identified this line of support here just a few weeks ago. So that's a huge move. In that short space of time. Let's look at here's the chart, day-to-day chart of GBTC. Here is the downtrend that I identified, just to recap here. Identified, see, by this downtrend here, by these three dashes here touching that line, meaning that was a trend in place, and the pressure was definitely on the downside here for Bitcoin Investment Trust, but it did not succumb. It went higher on rising volume, as I said a couple of weeks ago, and it's stabilizing above there. It's not pulling back. Now, of course, it's going to encounter some selling pressure, because all these people that bought around here, they had a terrible experience with it. They came in late. That's what's called the dumb money. And they're looking to get out, for just anything. It would take a small loss, break even. All these people, as soon as it comes here, well, not all of them, but a lot of them are going to say, look, as soon as it gets back up there, great, I'm out, cut my losses, consider myself lucky. And that's what the market loves to do. It loves to, play games with people and toss out the dumb money. But this could mean that, the upwards climb in Bitcoin now is a bit more controlled and regular, because things definitely seem to be back on track, I would say. And we can see that by looking at the market capitalization of all the cryptocurrencies here. This is like the kind of Premier League, if you like. And the one that identified, I think it was last week, as a real player coming in to say, was EOS. And this one just hasn't stopped going up since I mentioned it. Litecoin, Stellar, I also talked about them, and Neo. Obviously the leader is still Bitcoin. We can see the capitalization rising in the last couple of weeks, which is good. Money is flowing back into cryptocurrencies, which was the problem before, not so much selling as people not buying. And then the the second place one there, which is the more business to business application. I think the real more true applications of the blockchain technology is found in Ethereum and to an extent Ripple. Here's where we look at my Stockfolio app to look at the actual charts of these things. And there is, this is the chart of Neo. I mean, just look at this one. I mentioned it, I think, about there last week. And this hasn't stopped going up since I mentioned it there. Just up, up, up and away. That is a huge deal. While everything else is kind of still struggling to get back on its feet, this one is flying out to new highs. So that is telling us a big clue about Neo. Something is up. As I'm looking at this right now, it's up 18%. So that's been a great call to identify this one. Why I was attracted to it is that while everything else was suffering below this blue line, the 200-day here, this one really never got below it much and stayed above it. So that's what it got me on my radar. And this has been a great a great trade of like 100% gain just in a very short space of time. And look into the future on this one as being, this could be a real player here, So there's Bitcoin getting back on its feet there. That's Bitcoin. So getting close back to its all important 200-day moving average. There's Ethereum. and Ethereum is back above its 200-day moving average. Is really like, you know, that kind of line in the sand, and they're all getting back on their feet now. So this is a huge sign. Ripple back above the 200. Litecoin nearly there, back above the 200. Stellar. These are the ones all on my radar, right? Not just back above, but flying. Now Dash, this one gets a lot of attention, and I've been complaining about Dash for a while now, and it's still below its 200-day. Not as healthy as the rest. KuCoin, this artificial intelligence crypto that I've been watching, still not much history to it, but never really got bashed that hard around here, and getting back on its feet along with everything else good. And there's Neo, the one I mentioned last week, and hasn't stopped flying. Definitely back over the 200 and doing very nicely. Sorry, no, that's not the one I mentioned. That's Neo was another one on the radar, and that's back above it. And there's EOS. EOS is the one that's gone nuts, and there it is. So I think all going well with some new players to have fun with there. If you're new to all this, then I've talked about getting your shares in Bit and miners. And that's really simple. You know, you just go to Coinbase.com and open an account, and you want to be buying currency in Bitcoin Cash, not Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and you just go to buy, sell on the dashboard. There it is. Buy as much Bitcoin Cash as you need, and then you go to bitclubnetwork.com, and your sponsor is Bits and Pieces, as we see right up there. It's gonna, when you go to bitclubnetwork.com, there's the identifier up there, bitclubnetwork.com. It's going to ask you who's your sponsor, and there it is, Bits and Pieces. Those is what you enter there for your sponsor, and then you just choose. You know which one you want. There's all these shares of Bitcoin. I prefer these GP mining pools because you get 1,000 days worth of mining, but they does all the currencies, including Ethereum and stuff like this. So I like this one. You can get in with as little as 1,000 on that one, and on the Bitcoin pools, there's down to as little as 500. So they're all that's how. And then you just now to start off with, you've got to get a $99 membership, and you do that. You can transfer the money through Coinbase. So that's how you would transfer the money. They're going to give you like a barcode or a number, and you just paste and copy and paste, and that's how you send Bitcoin Cash. And then once you've got the 99 club thing, sorry, not the 99, but the $99 membership. That's when you could then, once you've got that and you've got the others ready, then you can choose one of these pools and you transfer them the same way. It's very easy. You just walk through the screens, and if you have any difficulty, you can contact either Coinbase or BitClub Network. They're not my companies, but they'll walk you through the whole thing. It's not a problem. Just telling you the mechanism about which to do it. Once you've got that, you've really got your Bitcoin mining business, which is awesome. And 1,000 days, you know, that's 3 years worth. So you can't just sit there with your $99 membership. That's not going to get you anything. That just gets you in the door. You need to choose one of these pools and get on with it. And now is a brilliant entry point, and the reason why is because Bitcoin is still low, the price, but that means that your cost of getting it in now is a certain level. So buying your Bitcoin Cash at this price is great, and then because they weren't paying in Bitcoin Cash, even though the price says in dollars, they actually get paid in Bitcoin Cash. So you can hold on to it if you want and get a better price. But the main thing is you just get in. The party is still on, as you can see here, and pushing higher. I think this is just the beginning of something I'm going to be commentating on for the next coming years. So I will speak to you next time.